And a very warm welcome to Milford Sound, New Zealand. How's it looking, people? How you going? How you feeling? What do you think of this glorious early morning New Zealand scenery? Two candy bags and a night shift at work, Magnus. Well, sounds like you are well equipped for some serious helicopter live stream viewing, if I may be so bold. Magnus, last time I heard, I thought you were having a holiday weekend and you were looking forward to doing some serious helicopter flying of your own. So just making sure I've got the weather in right here, making sure I've got everything looking good here at my end. And that's a good start. Just bump my microphone. There we go. So let's get that there. Right. So the situation in Milford Sound this morning is as follows. I might just refresh it actually. See if there's any update there. It looks like there is a small update actually. 2000 Zulu. So what's that? Is that 33 minutes ago? I've done some flying every day since it came out, the 500C in Cayuse, yes. 2 weeks of work, then 2 weeks of holiday again. Oh, is that how your layout works? Is that how it works for you? Well, that means some serious flight simming then, doesn't it? When you have your 2 weeks of freedom, is that the right word for it? I'm sure you have many other duties as well. So what have we got here at Milford Sound? I'm currently looking approximately north there, and what we have today is a southerly 170 at 6 knots, although we're not supposed to get too what's the word now, prescriptive about the weather, because it can be highly variable. That can't be north. So 170 will be a bit more from over there. Yeah, okay. Look, I must have been looking a bit more to the northeast there. So we've got 170 at 6 knots. That's what the meter is saying, although the winds at Milford Sound are highly variable. Now, I have put some variable winds in to make it a little bit more challenging. I've tried to not make it too ridiculous because I want to actually have a good time on this stream. I want to actually make it fun. And I feel there I must be looking at about southeast now with that toi grass there on the left, a bit of an iconic New Zealand vegetation. And some, I think mixed in with some harakeke as well, some flax. And let me continue along here. So winds are variable between 140 and 210. I think that's what you'd expect at Milford Sound, variable all over the place with all the downdrafts and wind shear coming off these cliffs. Got 15 kilometres of visibility, a bit of rain in the area. I would think that would just be misty showers. We've got few clouds at 2,000 feet. We've got scattered clouds at 4,000, and we're overcast. Ooh, overcast at 5,500. So I might not quite have put enough in here at 5,500. That's changed actually since I put this in. So let's just increase this a bit. Makes it look nicer, actually. Oh, it stopped the birds from singing. Did you notice that? The birds are cloud sensitive. I had never noticed that before. Alright, so we've closed it up a bit there. Ooh, that breeze is getting into the tags there on the helicopter. Oh god, I didn't increase that, did I? I hope not. I hope not. Let's just check this wind. We've got 18 knots. That's not what I put in. That is not what I put in. 6 knots. Now, I've had a bug in here before where it increases by itself when I change some other value. I don't want that to happen. So, I increased the cloud and then the wind came up by itself. Not what I want. Have I had any problem, Magnus, with ground effect with live weather? I've noticed the same bounce from platforms and buildings when in live weather. Yeah, live weather can be strange, and it can be very strange in here. I'm not using live weather today because, for a different reason actually, and that is that live weather in Milford Sound and in a lot of parts of the South Island of New Zealand picks up its weather from too few stations, and it thinks it's blanketed deep in snow, and it's not. So if I turned on live weather now, we'd be completely thick with snow right down here at sea level, which is not accurate. I've checked a webcam this morning, and I think I've got the snow about right up there on the peaks. So I have checked that, and I think I've got that right. So I'm going to keep live weather off, and I've just programmed it in manually based on what I've seen in the meter this morning. Just going to your question though, not too sure. Have I seen the performance of ground effect on platforms worse when I'm using live weather? Good question. I mean, I'd leave that open for other people, actually. I'd leave that open for other people, see if anyone else has got a comment on that. I mean, yeah, I do notice weird stuff on platforms where it's still odd. You know, we know that it was improved in Sim Update 2. But there are still some quirks in there. Has it been completely solved? No. Is it worse in some situations? Maybe. That's not a very conclusive answer to your question, is it, Magnus? Sorry about that. Oh, and look, here's Simon. Hello, Simon. A adjunct member of the Taog's Hangar team. I don't know if I'm downplaying your role there. He's a member of the Taog's Hangar family. How's that, Simon? Yeah, there's a wind bug in the sim, says Simon. It also varies on what unit of measurement you use just to be even trickier. It depends on what unit of measurement you use. Oh, simulators. If only they weren't so very complicated. If simulators were simple, then we wouldn't have all of these weird things, would we? So what happens? What unit of measurement? Like kilometers an hour and knots? Wow. Oh, Simon, you prefer the live weather feel. You prefer the live weather feel of the ground effect, as it's more challenging and probably more realistic overall. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, Magnus, there's possibly one answer for you. Maybe you need to learn the live weather method. Sorry. Oh, imperial, hybrid, or metric, Simon. Okay, right. I think I'm on hybrid. Because I want kilometers and kilograms for most things, but I do recognise the need for knots and feet. Oh dear. Aviation. Well, let's get this walk around happening. Now, how do I control this thing? Where are my WSAD keys? All right, there we go. Look at this machine. I've chosen Hotel Mike Whiskey today. And Simon, is this one of your liveries? Did you play any role in either sourcing or painting this livery, Simon? This machine, I believe, is still in existence. I think I searched for it on the registry in New Zealand. And yeah, so let's not move around like that. Let's just do a very quick. Although I always say very quick, don't I? Let's just get our pitot cover off. By the way, I'm glad these tags here are moving around. I did have one flight where these were frozen and the pitot cover was just moving freely, so I don't know quite what was involved with that, so that seemed to be a bit of a weird anomaly. Alright, pitot cover is off. The rotor tie downs are off. Skid shoes, this is a bug I discovered. That one's not working. Easily fixed, I'm sure. And that one's just good. Engine oil, we would peer in up here. Yes, engine oil, very good. Fill it up. Yes, very good. Engine outlet cover, we'll remove that. And let's just have a look at the chat. Oh, what's happened to my... I've lost control of my eye tracker. Love that. Oh, this is one of your liveries, Simon. Oh, I'm thrilled. I am thrilled. I am thrilled that we have the man behind the livery right here with us today. That is brilliant, Simon. Look, and you've done nice resolution on this one. Sorry, that sounded like I implied that you're doing low resolution on other ones. You have done a nice resolution. Nice resolution. Good work. And it suits... I like this one because it suits the shape of the machine nicely. Not that that was, I suppose, your artistic decision. That was the people who made the helicopter. But this particular one in real life. But no, this one looks great, and I'm glad you brought it in here. You've responded to a real-life request there, and there it is in the sim. Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, I believe this one's still flying. I saw it on the registry. Lots of New Zealand 500Cs in existence. Well, there certainly were. And Taog's Hangar and the team, of which Simon is a member, have paid respect to that. Simon, when was the first time you were in a 500, and what model was it? Do you remember? I'm talking real life, of course. It's nice poking your head in here. I wouldn't mind having a couple of little condition sort of spots in here to check. Maybe that's coming later on. Okay, that's all closed up, and we've done our external checks on our beautiful Simon Clark hand-painted Hughes 500C. Let's get inside. Yeah, these retro liveries really accentuated the curves of the 500. So true, Simon. So true, Simon. I really agree with that thought. That teardrop or egg shape. I mean, the 500E does look more modern, doesn't it, with its pointy nose? But that curve does suit the 500C for sure. And you were first in a 500D many years ago. Yeah, I bet you had some adventures. You showed me a couple of links that you had recorded there on YouTube, and so you had some adventures. Well, here we are in the South Island of New Zealand, people. I'm going to use Navigraph just for your maps today, so it just makes it a bit easier for me to show you, I feel, rather than using the little GPS on board. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that this is nice and stable, and I can just show you a bit more clearly. So Milford Sound Aerodrome is here at the centre of World Heritage listed Milford Sound. And so what I thought we might do is go for an initial flight. We will be taking off from runway 11 and we'll need to do a little flight up here, a little upwind leg up here, and we will turn back around at about 1,500 feet above ground level to continue up the Arthur Valley here over Lake Ada. Now, in theory, we're supposed to climb up to 5,000 feet up here, which I don't think the 500C is going to have any trouble with, so that we are above any incoming traffic, because incoming traffic is going to be coming in here at about 1,500 feet. So we climb up to 5,000 feet so that we can make it up to Quinton Lodge. Is it Quinton Lodge or Quentin Lodge? Quinton Lodge, isn't it? Sorry, do I have that right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And we will, I think, probably be coming in here to circle at, I would think, about 2,000 feet above ground level. We will do maybe a overhead and maybe a downwind. We're on the left, so we'll do maybe a left circuit, and then we'll come in here and we'll have a little call into Quentin Lodge. And then I think we will do a fun lift here. We'll maybe just downwind here slightly. We'll go and have a look at Sutherland Falls, New Zealand's tallest waterfall here, coming down from Lake Quill. And come over here, the McKinnon Saddle. Have a look at the McKinnon Shelter over here. And we've got a hut up here with a lovely helipad is the word I'm looking for. Got a nice helipad challenge up here. That's the Mintaro Hut. Mintaro Hut up here. So we'll be climbing up reasonably steeply to get over this pass over here, and a nice alpine helipad challenge up here. And then we can go, I'll take people's advice, we could go back to Milford Sound. That'd be a nice challenge actually, just to come back in here and we'll look at the procedures. Maybe back into Milford Sound, and then I really am in your hands. We could go and have a look at Hollyford or Martins Bay, could be fun. Or we could even go back to Queenstown. So, or Glenorchy's here, Queenstown's up here, world famous. There's a really nice helicopter procedure to get back into Queenstown Aerodrome over here. So, lots of options there. So, I think I'll start getting us set up. And, yes, so, what have we got? Oh, so, yes, the 500 lives on. Yes, that's right. So the 500, Simon's saying, no, you can't quite replace a 500 with a R66. No, that fully articulated rotor system's got a bit of an advantage over anything that I suppose Robinson can offer. You can throw that 500 around in ways that you wouldn't dare on a Robinson, I would dare suggest. Robinson, of course, also being a reliable helicopter, treated with care, of course. All right, so let's get moving in here with our internal cockpit checks, and I just feel like I am having a bit of... Oh, that's because I've been using the wrong button the whole time. Okay, there we go. So what's our cockpit position like here? Magnus, was it you who was commenting on the channel about the head position? And how you have a bit of a struggle with getting the head position correct, and you weren't quite sure if mine was quite right, or if I was moving around too much, or maybe I was slouching. Yeah. Was that you, Magnus, who was saying that? What do you think of this one? So one of the ways I judge the head position is to look across to the other seat and just judge. It looks like, if anything, I might be too far forwards there. That was you. Okay. So if I look across that other seat now, what do you think? Now I look like I'm too low. I look across to the other seat and I judge it off the position there. Now I look like I'm too low. But now, look, I think that's okay. So I'm going to put that in my control F5 so that when I go control. Is it control or it's shift? Oh yes, control. How do I operate this thing? Shift control. Is it shift or control for that? It's shift. Oh my god. All right. Take 2. So I'm a little bit too far forward, perhaps. Doesn't look too far forward, does it? Back. So if I compare my head position with the other seat there, that looks right. But I think now I'm too far back. Yeah, all right. Well, how does this position compare with yours, Magnus? If I just like get that out of the way, how does that compare to yours? Do you reckon? Does that seem like about how you would want to fly it? I like having a little bit of a downward view. So I'm looking down to the pedals. Now I feel I'm a little bit too high there. Come down just slightly. Oh, look at that. Wow. I'm going with that. Shift F5. So Shift F2 for the center panel, Shift F5, okay, Shift and then 3 for the bottom. Okay, those are my views. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So, look, no matter, this is not really a criticism of any one developer because no developer has ever like put in a default view that I like. I always have to feel like, how do I want to operate this panel? What switches do I want to use? Why are the views never set up the way I like them? I always have to do my own views. So anyway, that's a very personal thing. That now seems about right to me. So let's get on with this. God, how often do I say that in either a video or a stream? Tail rotor pedals are, we have adjusted the tail rotor pedal position. Well, I can't really, so that's fine. The lock pin is out. Cyclic and collective, the frictions are off. Well, I don't really have much of a choice here. It's free and that doesn't have one. The cyclic is neutral in its rather unusual position that people are having a little bit of struggle with when you read the Taog's Discord. Yes, neutral is further aft than what you'd expect. How many times do you get to say that on the Taog's Discord? Let's get that input viewer ready now so that I don't have to worry about it later. Now, is that a good position there? Will that be visible to you? I have to wait until I can just see it come up on my little stream view over there. I'll just get that ready there for later. Hopefully that's about right. I don't want it cut off. So the input view will be handy for later. So yeah, so about 1/3 of the way. No, it looks like it's a little bit too far off there. So maybe I will just put it there. Can I make it smaller? Oh, I can make it smaller. Why have I had it so big all this time? I already thought I had that at the minimum size. Whoops. Okay, how many videos has it been like that? Wow. Okay, tail rotor pedals are centered. Collective is full down. Landing light is off. Rotor brake handle. Look around. Well, I can look at that one. No, I can't. Is stowed. Altimeter, it's a little bit low pressure today, is set. Let's just look at this panel actually. Look over here. So we're at sea level, so that's correct. Fuel shut-off valve is in, so therefore open. Electrical power as required. I'm just going to start off battery today. So battery on. So Magnus, the lower part of
Airport information Yankee.
Oh, okay, Ron.
2000 Zulu.
I think we'll
Wind 110 at 10. Visibility 9er. Sky condition. Ceiling 1,800 feet broken. Temperature 7. Dew point 1 tree. QNH 9er 9er 7. Visual runway 11 in use. Landing and departing runway 11. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All
That's not us anyway. So 1-1, is that us? That's not us. 1-1 and 2. Oh, it is us. I thought it was 1-3. No, that's something that you might expect someone who knows what they're doing to know. 1-1, yes. So that weather has changed already. I will do another check of the weather before we get going. and I'll just dial in the changes. I'll just put that on Unicom just to shut stuff up on the radio. I've turned traffic off because I don't want traffic. All right, we're full on the fuel, by the way, so that's checked. Is that on the checklist? So, electrical power on. Yes, all right. So, that is coming along there. Good, good, good. All right. Electrical power, that's done. Lights. I think we're fine there. Yes, I have not had any luck with any cabin lighting yet. I don't know if anyone else is coming along there. Ignition key is... Oh, it's already on. Whoops. Engine out warning system. So, this does work. No, it doesn't. The audible warning doesn't work. So, I can turn on the... Anti-collision lights are on. We'll get those off. Generator switch is on. Oh dear. So this hasn't been reset properly, has it? Engine out. So we would expect to see that engine out light flashing. It is, but we don't have the audible warning. With the engine out breaker in, it is in, but no audible warning. That appears to be a bug. But I've already had a message from someone saying that that is easily fixed and might already have been. So that'll be remedied soon. So we will be getting audible warnings. So people will be in the habit of pulling that electrical outbreaker. Right. Oh, so just sorry, catching up with a couple of comments there. I'll just turn the head tracking off while I do that. Magnus, the lower part of the screen is just below the torque meter by default for me. Oh, okay. So you zoom in a bit more than me by the sound of it. Okay, interesting. And Simon, the 500 has a 5-degree tilt forward on the main rotor shaft. Yes, it so does. It so does. Let me show that to people. Let me show that to people. Can you see that there? I mean, just that mountain's just slightly in the way there, but it's easy if you zoom out, actually, and then there you go. I can see it there. I can see that, to me, the machine looks like it's leaning back, but the rotor mast is leaning forwards. So yes, so Simon, the 500 has a 5-degree tilt forward on the main rotor shaft, so aft is required to main position, so there is a forward component of thrust, yes. It's quite something to get used to. Quite something to get used to. But we can do it, people. We can do it. Right, electrical power and key. That is on because I had obviously not reset this aircraft properly last time. These things do persist. Panel, light, and engine out circuit breakers are in. Did I leave that in? I believe so, yes. What's that? Oh, the ventilation. Okay. Place and hold test switch. Okay, so we go up on the test switch. I can hear the tick, tick, tick of the system. Reignition, I can hear it ticking. And then those come on as well. Okay, so that's good. Yes. I just don't think that switch is working the same as every other switch in the armed. Okay, alright. Yeah. Slightly odd behavior on that switch. Caution and warning lights. We hold and everything comes on. Fuel filter, reset. Okay, that's done. Reset anti-ice airframe fuel filter caution light. Yes, I've done that. Twist grip throttle test. Right, now this is... Oh, I can't wait to get a proper throttle so I can do this properly. But here we go. So we're up to 100. We're down to 25. I pull the switch and now we're down to 0. Okay, so that is all now working properly. So I've got an idle release and that is what we want there. Right then, and hello people joining the stream. We are going for a flight in Milford Sound, New Zealand. Beautiful mountain scenery for you to enjoy today. Just look at it. Come on. Why wouldn't you want to go flying in this spectacle? Oh, look at that waterfall. This is NZA scenery. Milford Sound region, I think it's called. And why would you not want to take this Alpine Helicopters Limited Hotel Mike Whiskey machine painted by Simon Clark himself for a beautiful flight in this region? Yes, of course you would. Of course you would. Cyclic, do not... Why do I find this funny? Do not attempt to start engine with the cyclic stick in positions other than neutral, which means back here. Damage to rotor head and controls will result. Okay, alright, so that's done. Collective, recheck, it's down. twist grip throttle. I just did it, so it's fine. By the way, if I put that up, does that? Yes, it does come up on there. I like that. Although it doesn't show that I'm at 0. Yeah. All right. So idle release, and then I have to look on there to know that I'm at 0. It's still not at 0. Now it's at 0. I wish there was a little clunk for there being for hearing the idle release. I wish that idle release had a sound effect. Maybe it does. If there is, it's very subtle. Okay, anti-cold lights. On you come. And thank you, Taog's Hangar, for making the anti-colds really bright. I like that. Rotors cleared. Okay, so I suppose in real life... Has my position changed? Yes, it has, because I've leaned down to the panel. All right. Here we go. How far can I lean out? I can't. Clear! Clear? Okay, we're clear. All right. All right, we're going to start up. So, in case people haven't done this for themselves yet, I'll just really quickly talk through it. God, I always say that, don't I? We are going to maybe get down to this position for a start. We are going to hold down the starter until we get to, which meter I'm looking at, until we get to 12% RPM. Then I'm going to introduce fuel with the throttle, which is currently at 0%. Just double check that. It's at 0%. And introduce fuel, and then we will avoid a hot start by not letting the meter go above that. Well, go above 927, which in the 500C is not marked, confusingly. It's marked on the Cayuse OH6A, but not on this one. Hello, Gary. Very nice to see you in the stream. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the 24 other people in the stream. Lovely to have you along for this wonderful alpine flight in this beautiful machine. What fun. Okay. Hope you enjoy the show of me trying to get this thing off the ground in a stable hover. Okay, so right, well, we can start it up. So I'm going to push forward with the starter is in a very awkward position on top of the collective there, but I've got it mapped to a button so I can watch everything here. So also, oh God, I'm just going to hit the stopwatch. That's running. Starter on. Okay. 12%. We're running. Fuel introduced. I actually hit it twice there, so my finger came off the button. That was a bit of a mess. And did we just lose RPM? Is my finger coming off this button? This button seems a bit weird today. What is happening here? I've got the sound effect. Well, it's coming up now. I think what's that? Oh dear. No? Okay. Oh dear. Okay, I think the problem there was I hit the starter button about 3 times, even though... There it goes again. I think I've got a bad contact on that button. That's not good. Oh, there's a hot start. Oh my God. Well, the wheels are falling off, people. Where's the throttle? It's at 9%. There's a problem. Oh well, there you go. I've inadvertently simulated a hot start. Well, that's fun. So what happened there? So 2 things happened there. So what happened there was that I did not have a solid contact on my starter button, and you kind of heard the sound effect play twice. And then when I introduced fuel, I didn't introduce enough fuel. So I was indecisive on the throttle. And what are we at now? We're still at 9, so I'll get that down to 0. It's 0. Okay, so how are we going to fix this problem? Oh well, that's good. So we're sitting at 200. Yeah, oops, Gary. Yeah, no. No. Anyway, so let's see if we can fix it. Probably what I could be doing now is motoring the starter. At least the TOT is falling now. I'm going to motor the starter without any fuel going in at all, and we'll see if we can get ourselves hurried on the decline of the TOT below 150, which is where we want to be starting it. So there we go. We had a hot start because I didn't introduce enough fuel. Wow, and I pushed the starter button twice. That was not something I expected, and not something I've done before. Well, you're welcome. Stream, you are welcome. Yeah. Oh, Balatu42. Hello, Jeremy. Nice to see you. That's a beauty of having a model that will simulate the oops. I absolutely agree with you. Wonder how long you are allowed to just sit here and motor the starter like this, because, I mean, you presumably got limited battery power to do this. The rotor's at 30% already, just like on with the starter only. Wow, that's quite some battery power. And I'm at a point now where I'm not seeing the TOT come down any further. I have had a couple of problems where I have effectively had this frozen. I think a couple of minutes ago it was sitting at 220 and now it looks like it's at about 210, and I wonder if it's falling any further. Anyone want to give me any advice about what to do next? Either I just do a hot start and repair it, or with the clipboard, or I just sit around and wait for it to cool down, which could be boring. I've been motoring it with the starter and I'm not noticing any further decline in temperature. Am I being unrealistic, or am I doing it wrong? Chat, advise the streamer, please. We've got some experts here, or at least people more expert than I. You may have to restart the flight. Yes. Yes, Balatu. Or I could just do a hot start and repair the damage. Actually, I think that temperature is coming down. It's now right on 200. I think it was 205 before. I think it was on 205. I think that temperature is coming down. Well, Gary, we got a hot start. So that last start was a hot start because of the way I did it wrong. Or, well, anyway, it was a bit of a mess for those reasons that I already described. Like, you know, my finger came off the button, then I didn't introduce enough fuel, and then when the second trigger came in, let's just wait 30 minutes. What an awesome stream that's going to be. Yeah, look at that. That TOT is definitely coming down. I can see it. It's below the 2 now. So it's actually working. I have seen the simulation freeze, but this looks all right. So at this point, I don't know what you'd be doing. You'd just be... What would you do? Would you just let everything just freewheel like that, would you? Would that help it? Would the turbine be turning right now? Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? So the rotor system would be turning the gearbox, and that would be turning the turbine, right? So what's happening right now would be helping to cool it down, I would think. Does someone with more engineering experience want to tell me that I'm wrong? Yep, that is coming down for sure. So it looks like we're about 190 now. That's good. That's really good, actually. So it's working. I have seen this simulation freeze, or that part of the simulation freeze, but we're in good order today. I'm going to motor it again, so I'm just going to hit the starter again without introducing fuel. This can't be good for the battery. All right, well, there you go. Look at the scenery. I'll just try and distract from misadventures. Look at the scenery. So what we're going to be doing is we'll do a pedal turn to the right, and we'll take off in the direction that I'm facing now. We'll go through that narrow valley there, do a teardrop, come back over this field at about 1,500 feet, and we'll be proceeding up the valley there, just where I'm facing now, and we'll be climbing up to 1,500 feet. And that will Up to 5,000 feet, correction, up to 5,000 feet, and that will get us up to where we need to go. So that looks like it's at about 185. Oh, look who's joined the stream. I just came on the stream, says Taog himself, and that's the moment you hot started. Look, I'm glad. I'm glad that happened. I guess I'm not bringing luck. You make your own luck, Taog. You make your own luck. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. Taog, it feels like only 2 or 3 weeks that you posted in the Discord chat a poll asking people what they felt about how they wanted to handle the hot starts in this machine. So you were asking people, do you want us to model the hot starts? It is going to have an impact on Xbox users. I can't quite remember exactly how you worded it. Was that really only 2 or 3 weeks ago? In my memory, that was very recent. Like, what was your thought process? And did you have that coded already? I feel like you can't simply have coded this only in the last couple of weeks. Tell me the story. In 1-sentence answers so that people can follow your thought process as you hit enter each time. Ladies and gentlemen, Taog himself, the creator, the rotary-winged divine being. I think we're down to about looks like we might be at about 170 now, so we can start this thing at 150. What a great answer. We just wanted people who wanted to suffer to have their needs met. Thank you, people who wanted to suffer to have your needs met, and now therefore my needs met, or your needs to humiliate me in a live stream met. Fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, here I am motoring at Taog, and so I'm holding down the starter. It's not misfiring this time. Maybe it is coming down now. So it looks like it's on about 160, so we're on the very brink of being able to start it up again. Not too sure how fast you would see it come down. I mean, it's still like a red-hot bit of machinery just sitting right behind you. But it's not like coming down super fast now, is it? It wouldn't. And I'll just release it. We're going to have to start it next time. I don't know if this... Does this battery go flat? I mean, it occurs to me that the lower the battery gets, the lower the energy it's going to put through the starter system, the slower it'll turn the turbine, and the higher a risk of a hot start with the lower the volts in the battery. So I don't know if that's modelled or if people have experienced that in other simulations. And by the way, I forgot to... Balatu42 disappeared in the stream just as I was... having that struggle. Welcome to the stream, my friend. You are a valued YouTuber and also an extended member of the Taog's Hangar family. I think you were a tester on the project. I'm sure you had a lot of excellent input into it. Oh, look at it. I think it looks like we must be on 155 by now. So I feel we can probably get this thing going. I feel we can get it going. Oh, you think the temperature should be coming down faster? Okay, so it feels like it's not coming down when I'm motoring the starter, yeah? So it's just coming down at its kind of ambient temperature. It probably helps that the outside temperature is only 7 degrees. Jeremy rocks. Yes, we're all agreed on that. He's our softly spoken, gently guiding voice of wisdom in the helicopter flight simulation community, as opposed to whatever it is that I offer it. Okay, I'm calling it. We're ready. So this time, I'm going to double check that we're still here on 0. We are. So this time, I am not going to do what I did last time. I'm going to be sure that I don't double click the starter. Oh, rebooting the flight gets the motor and cool down behaviour working properly again, says Jeremy. Yeah, okay, maybe a small bug. Yeah, I've had it where it's just completely stuck at its high temperature and just never comes down. Anyway, let's go. So, I'm calling it, we're ready to go. Starter, here it comes. Oh, hey, what about my stopwatch? What happened to that? Back you go. Starting again. All right. On. 5. 10. I didn't double click it. 12. Fuel. There we go. 25%. Okay, we didn't muck that up this time. That's a good start. We have not messed up this. Whoa! That's up to 900. Well, we would be up to 900, wouldn't we? Because we're 150 degrees warmer than we were last time. So that's, I suppose, good and modelled correctly. We're at 50%, probably self-sustaining by now. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to keep on the starter until 60%. I'm releasing. We are self-sustaining. Whew, boy, oh boy. That was an experience. Taog, you need to hold the starter until 60% in one. Good. I saw a resource that said 50%, but I was going to be taking no chances today, that's for sure. After that first performance. Okay, so we're going to give this a minute here to work itself out. So the pressure warning's gone, so that was correct. And we'll let it get round to, I think, about 20 seconds past, and then we will... can I get the generator on now? Okay, that's working. Now, I'm going to pull that breaker so as not to get the warning, but before I get the get the RPMs up, I want to get that circuit breaker back in, something I forgot to do on my review, and I had to put a note up admonishing myself. So I'll try to avoid doing that today. Start pump, utility power, pitot heat. I think we'd probably be needing that today. Whoops. Oh, I like this hum. Am I losing revs? What's happening? No? Okay. Oof. God, that scared me. Oh, I know why, because I bumped the cyclic. Right, there it is. Oof. Oh, I gave myself a heart attack there. Got performance anxiety. Alright, we have definitely been going for a minute here. So I'm going to start now raising the throttle. Oh, look at that, Constantine. Hello, Taog. Saw you in the chat. Wanted to thank you for your helicopters. They are the best helicopters that MSFS 2024 has. Really like the Llama, but the 500C is something incredible. Ooh, oh, I agree with you there. I can't wait to see the Llama and the Huey updated for 2024 native performance myself. Putting my own 2 cents in there whilst Taog's in the chat. I'm rolling up the throttle now. And I'm keeping an eye... Oh, get that circuit breaker back in. Okay, there's our alarm. That'll go off soon by itself. Keeping the torque below 30%. There it goes. Done. Governor's got it already. Oh, it spools up real fast, doesn't it? Okay, and now I'll just beep it up to get us up to 104% on here. So I've got a key binding for that. Alright, well after that hot start, that has not been a complete disaster. Oh my god. Alright, so start ignition, we've done that. The TOT was a hot start, but we managed to not disasterize it any further after that, so that was good. Oof, boy oh boy. Electrical power, we have done that. We've done that. Inverter switch is on the OH6 only. Cyclic friction is done. We are fine there. We've done that. We've done that. Before takeoff, collective friction. We've done that. That's fine. Position anti. Should we have position lights? I'll just have all the lights, please. Next checklist: takeoff. Hover area takeoff. Yeah, fine. All right. Oh, we can finally get moving. Oh yeah, someone. Oh, message retracted. I didn't see what that message was, but anyway. Right, let's get this head tracking. Oh no, we won't get the head tracking back on. So just if you just joined the stream, here's what we're doing. We are going to take off on runway 11. Oh, should I update the weather? I guess I better update the weather. Just see if there's been any updates on here. Just refresh that. 160 at 8. Oh, the weather has picked up a little bit. The wind has picked up a bit. Few at 800. Scattered at. Oh, it's close enough. 8 degrees. I think we'll just go with it. We've got some variable winds coming in from about here. So that winds are varying from here, southerly largely. So it'll suit our arrival into Quentin. So we're heading down over Lake Ada, but we're going to need to take off on 11, and we'll do a bit of a teardrop over here, climb to 1,500 feet so that we can overfly the runway again, and depart over Lake Ada. The procedure stipulates that we must be over Lake Ada at 5,000 feet, so it's going to be quite a climb, but the Cayuse, the 500C will not have a problem with that. Our best climb speed in the 500C is 60 knots, and then we'll be descending pretty soon after having a look at this Sutherland Falls, New Zealand's tallest waterfall. We'll overfly Quentin Lodge airstrip, do a left-hand circuit, and get back in here. The field elevation there is about 800 feet. 800 feet field elevation. Good. Okay. So, first things was we'll need to do a pedal turn to get ourselves out there. Now, pedal turns in this machine are scary. I think everyone's noticed this. This is... see, now I feel I'm too high again. What have I done? Oh, it's better. Yeah, okay. My fault. Okay, good. Yeah, better. Alright, pick up. Everyone's watching too. God. Can you imagine the performance anxiety? Okay, so... everyone's watching. Upper one skid. Not quite that much left pedal required. Upper one skid. Oh, not enough. Whoa. Not ideal. Now I'm getting too high. I was going to try and look out the right window to coordinate my turn, but it sort of snapped in there even with that 8 knot wind. So now I've achieved my stable hover. Get back over the pad just to prove that maybe I am not the worst pilot in the universe. Okay, so we're clear on the runway because all the traffic's off. No one's coming in runway 11. Well, I haven't actually confirmed that. I suppose if I were actually doing this properly, what I would do is this. I would come to a halt. Not put it right back down on the ground. Nice cushion of ground effect there. I would do a turn like this. And I would check for traffic. We're fine. We are fine. Get the landing light on. Now, what did I say about the pitot heat, people? What did I say about the pitot heat? Right. We're off. Hardly anything required to get this thing going. Oh, look at it go. 60 knots is our best climb speed, which we've already passed. So up we go. Oh, look at this braided river. Beautiful New Zealand. Beautiful New Zealand. Pulling a bit more on the collective to maintain that 60 knot climb speed. This little channel here is a real high risk traffic area, so you need to be, in real life, I was just reading about the procedures, you need to be very careful of people coming in these two valleys to the left and the right. So we're already at 1,000 feet, and look, this 500C, I feel, probably do, I think what we'll do is we'll just go to the right side and then we'll do a left-hand kind of teardrop. God, the scenery is just ridiculous, isn't it? So we're already at 1,500 feet, and I want to do a left-hand turn in here. I think we're just fine. If you're fixed wing, you'd probably need to go a bit further into that valley. Look at that, easy as can be. Not a problem at all. We are climbing at 2,000 feet a minute. Not a problem at all. I don't even need to overfly the airport. It's ridiculous. This is just shooting up. We are fine here. There is the field. Look at how tiny the runway is. We are just, this is, oh, sun, let there be light. We are fine. Breathe, Matthew. Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with that hover performance. Sorry about that. It just kind of ripped up, and what I was preparing myself to do was look off to the right to do my pedal turn, and instead what I ended up doing was a pretty bad hover taxi. A pretty bad hover. I sort of skipped ahead in my mental thinking and was, anyway. We are at 3,300 feet already. Wow. And we are not even pushing the torque. I didn't add any load to it. Maybe when we get to Quentin Lodge we'll put some more load on and see what it's like. Oh, we're just hitting the ceiling here, aren't we? So that's Milford Sound out there, leading out to the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean, I guess, if you go further north or south. And here is the Arthur Valley up ahead. And the idea here is that we would climb up to 5,000 to avoid traffic coming down the valley this way. Traffic comes down here at 1,500 feet. Through a thin layer of cloud there. I'll keep an eye on that. It's not challenging the visuals too much here. That pitot heater's on, that's good. Oh, did someone ask about the start pump? The start pump's used when alternate or emergency fuels. When using alternate or emergency fuels. Okay. It's not simulated other than flipping the switch. Oh. Alright, so yeah. I noticed it wasn't on any of the checklists as well, so that's all fine. We're almost at 5,000 feet. The performance of this machine really is something. Paul, do I fly with any assistance on? I do not. All assistances are off, in case you couldn't tell by my amazing hover performance. Which was not the best. Alright, we are going along so nicely here. I'm going to try and trim this out a bit. So forward trim, forward trim, forward trim. And that's Lake Ada there. We have attained our 5,000 feet with no trouble whatsoever at Lake Ada. Let's get the head tracking back on. Oh. How about the scenery? Cannot get enough of it. The snow level looks about right. I just checked a webcam this morning and that looks about right for this time of year. Well, it looks about right for this time of day because I looked at the webcam this morning and adjusted it manually. So I'm pretty sure that's fine. Yeah, what are we there? We're just under 5,000 feet. We're keeping pretty stable and I'm just doing that only with the... Looks like I might need a tiny bit more on the collective to keep the zero climb rate in there. Put together a bit of speed here while we do this. Get that landing light off. Trying to keep an eye on the chat as well. Oh, Taog, you guys are in for big surprises, but I can't say any more. Taog, you can say any more. You can say more, but you're choosing not to. I noticed that you had a bit of activity in the Dauphin chat in the last week, so I was really amazed to see how much work you're doing on that at the same time. A complex machine that you're still talking and thinking about, even as the OH6A and 500C are releasing. You're doing some cockpit shots there. So we're already halfway along to Quentin Lodge. Try and not to throw the machine around too much while I have the chart up. So there's our strip. So I'm going to start descending now. We'll try and get down at about 1,000 feet a minute. It's doing it by itself because I'm not paying attention. Wiring collective, we'll just trim up now. That was 2,000 feet a minute. Wiring collective again. Oh, I said we'd go and have a look at Sutherland Falls. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll go and have a look in the valley. In fact, I can see the falls there right at the end of the valley. You can see the sort of the blue streamer coming down of the falls. I think that falls all year round. I don't think Lake Quill freezes over. Actually, I'm not sure about that at all. I've not been to Milford because I'm a bad New Zealander. Okay, so the airstrip is at it's pretty much above the cyclic right now. So I'm not going to go straight in. I'm going to overfly, and then we'll do a bit of a left-hand circuit to get down there on the next pass. So we're at 3,000 feet now. That's great. And the saddle, the McKinnon Pass, is at where I'm looking now in the center of the screen. That's where we'll go over to get to the Mintaro hut after we'll put down at Quentin Lodge in probably about 5 minutes to get into Quentin Lodge, and then we'll be going over that McKinnon Pass up there in about 10 minutes. And we'll hopefully be at Mintaro in about 15, I suppose. Just making these times up as I go, really. Sutherland Falls. New Zealand's tallest waterfall. Oh, now I know what I need to do. I need to start the recorder, and whilst I fly directly at the waterfall, recording. Okay, now let's not fly at that wall, and let's just make sure we've got an escape route here. That's not bad, is it? You're welcome, visitors and tourists. Right, let's see if we get another look. Just an external view here. Quite hard to achieve from the outside. Nice. Alright. Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on the chat as well. Now, this machine, it's flying just beautifully, actually. This is really easy flying. Really easy flying. It's a bit of a handful in the hover. Is the 500C, and the OH6A. But it's just beautiful in this mode of flight. Cruise, responsive, easy. I'm not trimming all the time. It's just I just let the stick go where it needs to go, and it's pretty easy work. I have a non-centering stick, a very old one. There's our strip, and it looks like there's a couple of helicopters down there. That should be interesting to see what they are. Do a little bit of helicopter spotting. Of live plane spotting in the simulator. Love that. Oh, I've lost all my speed. That's not good piloting. It's because I've not got any horizon here, so it's a bit easy to lose your bearings, so keep an eye on that. And we could have got ourselves into a vortex ring state there if we were not too careful. So we'll just get over this little hump here and we will do a little teardrop to get back onto the runway heading down there. We'll be going more or less into the wind. If we had an engine failure now, we could just maybe just get around back in time. But going a bit slow though, that's why we need to keep our speed up and not do what I just did. Okay, so speed's a bit better now. Probably should be about 60 would be better. Let's do this turn. Bit of right pedal in there to keep the... Whoop. Not the most coordinated turn, and we lost a bit of height there as well. Right, there's our strip. Lowering collective. So try and get the plane right. Control my forward, my deceleration or acceleration with the cyclic. So we're going too fast now, so we will pitch up. And we will try and keep that landing zone there. Oh, how about some landing light? Just loading the collective, the disc there a bit. Now lost too much speed. Not the best approach. Could have given myself a bit more room there, would have made that a bit easier. Well, looks like we've got a Huey in there. Maybe if I paid more attention to the approach. Okay, now we can just walk it in this last little portion of the runway here. Now, oh, they're all helicopters. How cool. Oh, let's go and have a look at those. Okay, I'm not going to back my tail rotor into the vegetation like they did. I'm going to turn around here. And park myself awkwardly right in front of the lodge. We've got no choice here but to take off with the tailwind. Oop, that's not quite what I meant to do there, but let's just come over here a bit more. Oof, and we're all green and green and green, and we will just throttle down now. Throttling down, we'll throttle down to idle. We will stop that alarm by pulling that out. And I'll see what's on the chat. Oh yes, this is the seating position conversation again. It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah, too many. It's too hard to define. I agree with Jeremy. I think it's very hard to work out where to put the camera. And the zoom position is another whole question. Okay. Oh, hang on, let's have a look at these helicopters. Oh, what's that? Is that a Bell 429? Is that what that is? Sort of a long-nosed Huey kind of design. What's that? Is that a... with one engine? Is that a 2-1? What's that one? What's the one with one engine? Is that a 2... a 222 UT, thank you. What's the long-nosed Huey with single engine and the big rotor that they use for that McDermott one? And oh, another Bell. 205, 212. Jeremy, isn't it a 212 twin engine though? Oh, look at this one. This one's got a panel. This one's got a panel. This is almost as good as an M scenery aircraft. Oh, 214. 214's the... Yes. 214 is a single engine, and 214 ST is that gigantic monster with the enormous blade. Now I've got it. 214 ST, yeah. This is almost as good as an M scenery aircraft. This one here. Look at that. That's great. Nice work. Bit of helicopter spotting at Quinton Lodge. It's big helicopters. Now we should have a look at the replay and see how bad my approach was. The one there is a 210. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good wind stock. Look at that. It's kind of offset. All right. Now, how am I going to do this? I will put this here. I will get the camera like so. I will lock it in that position. I will get the replay. And, oh, that's wrong. And why won't that work? Oh, is it because my eye's on? Why can't I? I haven't seen that before. New bug. What is that? Every time a new bug. I've never seen this where I try to move the slide around, but I'm actually moving the whole window around. Okay, that's a new bug. Is that the helicopter over there? Okay, let's just play it. No. Ugh, boy, oh boy. Alright, you can judge my work. Man. The landing light draw distance doesn't seem to be quite enough. It only came on just quite late there. Well, this part of my manoeuvring doesn't look terrible. It's just that I let it touch the ground a bit sooner than what I wanted. Whoa. Whoop, too fast. Yep, that's better. Donk, that's what I didn't want. Then I fixed it. We can just drag it on the grass there. Okay. Okay, alright. Well, I guess I've seen worse. Alright. Flight control put. Oh, now something in that. Alright, so we'll just record again. Right, have I just broken it? Whoops. I'll get it back up to speed. I thought I'd just broken it. Whoa. Okay, we'll get over... here's what we're going to do. Get the map up for a start. That was fun. We will get the map up. We will do a... We've got no choice but to go with a bit of tailwind here. I don't think an 8 knot tailwind is going to be that much of an issue. We've got a lot of clear space out here. I mean, if you had an engine failure... Excuse me, that's me. I mean, we've got a braided river down here with pebbles on it. I mean, not ideal, but, you know. I mean, you got a cliff on this side, so I guess I'd sooner go that way. We'll go that way. Maybe try and get up to about 2,000 there, and we'll do a... I guess we'll do a left turn, and we'll come back over, and we'll do this pass, and we'll try and get up to Mintaro Hut. There's a nice helipad up there, and that'll challenge my skills, given what we've seen so far today. Mount Balloon, what a good name. Mount Balloon. After that, after Mount Mintaro, we can go and have a look at at Lake Quill, and go and sit at the top of the falls. That's kind of fun. Have another landing, another rough landing up there. Oh, look at you all trying to work out what you're going to do to try and measure your seat position in a 500 C or D or E or something. Good. I'm going to add a bit of weight. I just felt I was a bit light there, so I'm going to add a bit of weight by going to flight performances, center of gravity, quick fill, cargo. What am I doing? Cargo. Yeah, so fuel, we're still just fine there. Cargo, never quite understand these faders, but I just will load that in the aircraft. So we're at sort of 90% or 80% full now. The cockpit is tight, no kidding. 3 across the front is tight. Simon, have you been in one where you've had 3 across the front? That'd be just insane. You'd have to be good friends, wouldn't you? Oh dear. All right, so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try and actually pick it up properly this time, and we'll do a proper temperature, pressure, and warning check, and whilst in a hover. Oh dear. That's my optimistic. So we're pulling the collective now. Pulling the collective. Want to get up on one skid. We're up on one skid. We're moving forward, and now we're okay. Wow. Ooh. Okay. The weight makes a dramatic difference. Okay, I'm just going to have to let this settle down because this is not what I expected at all. Just touched the ground there. Wow. That is a completely different helicopter right now. And I did a terrible pickup. Wow. That was not expected. I'm going to have to just make up for it by going backwards and see if I get back into position. Wow. It's like a heavy pendulum now. Really heavy pendulum hanging off the rotor disc now with that extra weight added. So I'll just go back to where I was. Hopefully I was going to say hopefully the ground effect will rescue me. No, it won't. So my throttle has only got a throw of about 7 centimeters, and it's really hard to get the collective setting that you want. There's my offset windsock. So can I maintain a stable hover here now that I finally have the feeling for this heavy helicopter? Sort of. Okay, temperatures, pressures, warning. Green, green, green. No warnings. That was quite an experience. A totally different feeling, and I'm not exaggerating. That is... sim pilots, you must try that. You must try flying this 500C with different weights on board. You will be amazed at the difference. Wow. What does chat have to say about it? I'm going to just put this down, and because I dare not look at the chat whilst I'm doing this. It's quite something. Okay, no. Put it down. Oh dear, oh dear. Wow. Oof. Is it easier to hover when zoomed in? Are you serious? I thought it'd be harder. Zoom in and hover. Oh god. Okay, I'm going to try. So you zoom, you have it like this, Magnus. Oh my god. This is going to be horrifying. Oof. This is going to be horrifying. Oh. Yeah, this one I find really hard to tell, even harder to tell how far I am from the ground. Although that was obviously a much better pickup because I've now got the feel for the machine with all this weight on board. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I can't, as interesting as it is, I can't quite deal with it. Okay, well, let's do our what I said I was going to do. So let's do our take off. One more attempt at a stable hover. Up on one skid, please. Up on one skid. More left pedal. Okay, take 3, and it's almost not too bad. There you go, people. But maybe I can do it. You got to practice with this machine. Oh, it's hard to get the collective right with this throttle. I'm looking off to the end of the runway. I've got a bit of a death grip going on with the stick. That's not great. Alright, let's go. Let the nose down. And the machine just does everything else, really. I don't have to do anything at all. Oof, that was really quite an experience, having all that extra weight on. Oh, and it's slow to get going here as well, I tell you. That is slow. Okay, there's our 60 knot best climb speed. Hello everyone on the chat. If I've not had a chance to greet you yet, thanks for joining this stream. We're flying in the Milford Sound region of New Zealand's lower South Island. World Heritage listed Milford Sound is further ahead there. I'm climbing out now to with a much heavier helicopter than what I started with, and it's really noticeable. So our rocket-like climb performance is a thing of the past. I'm going to get right to the bottom of the yellow band on the torque indicator there to see if I can get myself up over the McKinnon Pass so that we can go and have a landing at the Mintaro Hut, which has got a nice helipad for us to go and try out there. But I dare not turn around just yet, although I need to keep that speed up. Please don't be stopping there. Maybe just me, Magnus. Alright. Okay, now, it's, as it turns out, quite hard to do all those things all at the same time. So, wow, this is quite sluggish now. I'm almost tempted to take some of that weight off. It's such hard work. So I have to do a 180 here, but I've only put on like 1,500 feet. So 60 knots, concentration Matthew, stop trying to look at the chat, and also fly the helicopter. Put your head back on, and can I think I've got space there to turn around. I'll get right over to the edge over here, whilst maintaining 60 knots. We're climbing at 1,500 or 1,000, and now we will commence this left-hand turn. Without losing all that height, please. Bit of right pedal there. Required. This is a completely different helicopter with that weight on board. Utterly different. Extraordinary. Whew. Quite a bracing experience. Oh dear. Oh, I hope I can do this landing without making a complete idiot of myself. Alright, so lost that speed again, 50 knots. Let's get that improved. Landing light off. It was off. Oh, I thought I'd turn it on for the... Okay, whatever. 3,500 feet. Okay, so I think we start to nose down now. Where's the McKinnon Pass? It looks like we are doing a bit better now. Right at the top of the green torque band. Yes, okay, it looks like we're right at the... I mean, there's the pass there. So it looks like I might not needed to have gone quite as far down the river as I needed to, but it was a little bit confined in there to do the 180 that I needed to do. There's the airfield again below me, just in front of the pedals now. So let's get over that pass. Wow, what an experience. And people, if you haven't said anything in the chat yet, say g'day. I'd love to hear from you. Tell us what your experience has been either with the 500C, if you've purchased it, or the OH6A, if you've bought the twin pack. Sorry, that made it sound like you purchased them separately. It's a twin pack, so if you've flown either of the helicopters in the twin pack, how have you gone? How are you finding them? If you've had experience with one of the other Taog's Hangar machines in the past, how are you going with those? How are you going with your helicopters in MSFS 2024? say good day. I'd love to hear from you and your experiences. I've let go of the collective far too much here. Let's bring that back in because we are now... What have I done there? I've been pushing down on the collective without even realizing it, I think. Oof. Alright, well we're going to make it over the pass. That's good. We've got 60 knots on. 4,000 feet. And where's the shelter? There's a shelter in here somewhere. Why can I not see the shelter? Is it further along there? It's just a building. I think it's auto-generated, but it's just a building. And the hut is down there somewhere. I can't quite see it. So what we'll do is we'll do a left turn here, then we'll proceed up the valley, and the hut will be just probably under the passenger seat there, and I can't quite see it at the moment. So we'll lower the collective now, and we will proceed up or down this valley here. Oh, this alpine flying is just beautiful. Just beautiful. And after we put down at Mintaro Hut, I'm going to throw it open to the chat and you can tell me what you'd like to do. We've got a few choices. We can do a landing back at Milford. I think that's probably quite a good idea, just to try that. We could... after Milford. Oh, I can see the shelter on top of the pass there now. I'll just stick to one side of the valley in case we need to flip around in case of an engine failure. Lowering the collective. We can go all the way back to Queenstown. Not back to Queenstown. We can go to Queenstown. There's the hut now, just below the bubble in the glass there. There's the hut. In that patch of trees, and there is a helipad which I can just see. It's a bit hard for me to point to. The helipad's here, but hard to fly the helicopter and point that to you at the same time. So I will... So what's the wind doing here? So we're southerly now. That would be ideal. I might be that... it's 8 knots. Okay, don't be losing all the speed, Matthew. Raising the collective. Too much speed loss there. Oh, this helicopter is heavy. I'm leaning on the pedal. That's not good. Bad habit. Yeah. Way too much speed lost. Okay, so where's this hut? Just trying to look over the console there. There it is. Okay. There's the pad down there. So I'm now proceeding kind of northeast. Yeah, I think it's best to do another 180. Probably best to do another 180 to get into there. There's no... I don't think there's a windsock. No, I don't believe there is a windsock at this hut. So we're just losing a bit more height and keeping the speed up, Matthew. Raising the collective. This is my self-coaching to myself. You can do it, Matthew. Landing light goes on. Okay, there's the hut. And now we're going kind of south. Southwest. It's a bit of a southeasterly, but I think this is the better way to come in. Might just do a pedal turn just as we get down to the pad, actually. It might be alright. There's the pad now, just above the seam in the glass. There it is. Alright. Probably a little bit too slow in the approach. but it's quite hard to keep your bravery. Oh, I'm really feeling the pendulum kind of motion from the rotor and the height of the machine. Oof. Okay. Just, yeah. Tentative stuff there. Again, I'll just let that speed bleed off. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. I can use that path there for to my advantage. If I could just use a little bit more pedal, Matthew. And just come over to the well, it's pretty fine there. Oh my god. Ah! I just slewed it. I was supposed to go to the external camera and just slewed it. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh my god. Okay. Now what have I done? What's that? Oh, because the what has happened? What has happened? Okay. That landing was such a mess, I'm going to do an orbit and we're going to do another landing because I just feel I want to watch a better landing than what I just did. So we're going to go up on one skid and use a bit of pedal so that doesn't happen. There's our Mentaro hut. Looks quite big, doesn't it? This is right on the Milford track, so I think a lot of walkers come through here. World famous Milford track. A lot of walkers coming through here. More pedal, please. Now, why did I find that so hard? Yeah. I think I just get indecisive over the, yeah, alright. Oh well. Suffer, Matthew, and watch the replay of that in front of everyone. And learn from your lessons. Lock mode. Oh dear. Well, not my finest hour, to be honest. Not my finest hour. Gary, at least I've uninstalled MSFS 2020 now. Gary, what just happened? Oh, the replay. Let's put that back where it was. Put that back to where I was just landed. Or made all that effort to get back up here. Take plane control and record. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Gary, I was thinking of doing a video, a ceremonial farewell to MSFS 2020, which I actually have not started for 7 months. I have not started MSFS 2020 once since the day that MSFS 2024 released. So there you go. All right, what are we going to do, people? Shall we go and land on the shore of Lake Quill there, seeing as I'm obviously so great at my confined area landings? Should we go to Milford? Should we go back to Milford Sound Aerodrome, from which we might consider going back to Queenstown? Anyone want to give me some advice on our next destination? Where shall we go in our wonderful Hughes 500C? I'm going to get rid of some of this weight. We all want to lose a bit of weight. There we go. Get rid of a couple 100 kilos. Goodness me. What do you think, people? What shall we do? Which way shall we go? Shall we go and have a look at Lake Quill? Climb up the valley, through the pass there, go and land. I think might be able to find Milford, then Queenstown. Yeah? Alright, Milford, then Queenstown. So at least someone's got an idea. Milford, then Queenstown. Alright. Landing light's still on. Can't do a pickup here, that's not too embarrassing. Upper one skid, please. Well, apparently yes, I can do one pickup in this video that is not too embarrassing. Apparently yes, I can have a bit of zen and not do a terrible job. Let's turn my eyes on. Want to go up there. Pull a bit more collective, go up the valley, go over Lake Quill. Ooh, we've got a bit of climbing to do there. I wonder if that was entirely advisable. Get to the top of the green band. Might even just go a little bit into the yellow there. We've got a little bit of our sleeves. We're allowed to go 5 minutes in there. It's nice with the sun coming in. So we're climbing 2,500 feet per minute, 3,000 feet per minute. So that extra little bit of weight, just getting rid of that, just helped us nicely. We're climbing out at 50 knots. Landing light goes off. And I believe Lake Quill is just over here. Yeah, so we need to get over this pass on to our right here. Not that it's ready to pass. It's more of a ridge, isn't it? Can we make it? Am I cutting this a little bit fine, people? 60 knots. Maybe you wouldn't really do this in real life. Might just be hitting the abort now. But we're doing quite nicely. Just circle out a bit and alert. God, look how far we've climbed out already. There's the pass we came over. Now hut's way down there already. Now is that Lake Quill there? No, I don't believe... Oh, it is. Oh, that's Lake Quill. There we go. There we go. Lake Quill. Oh, high alpine scenery. Beautiful. Oh, ooh, got a little bit of cloud in the valley now. Don't think it's too threatening. Okay, how are we going to handle this? Landing light goes on. Okay, yeah, you want to see how Queenstown looks, Kaiser sausage? Yes, we can do that. Have I got scenery for that? I think I've just got the... I think MSFS 2024 has got a... what do you call it? It's a handcrafted airport. Is that correct? Did I buy scenery for that at some point? Okay, I'm not going to land here. We'll just keep going. We'll put down at Milford. So we need to go runway 11 again. And then we will make our plans for Queenstown. Oh, look at this. So this is the top of Sutherland Falls, which we admired before. Bit hard to fly like this. Look at that. And there's the Quinton Lodge airstrip that we landed at earlier on. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. So, now this time, we probably don't need to be way up at 5,000 feet because I'm just going to try and read the procedures to get back into runway 11 at Milford. Whoops, just bumped the collective. That's not how you want to fly. Whilst also flying the helicopter. So that's a great way to fly. So we might just stop the head tracking there for a minute. And read the procedure at the same time. Great way to fly. So, right, arrivals from Arthur Valley. Conduct arrival procedures as for the eastern passes or be at below 1,500 feet crossing Ada. Be at or below 1,500 feet crossing Mount Ada. And also don't fly into that mountain. At or below 1,500 feet crossing Mount Ada. Okay, we can do that. That's easily done. Where's the rest of it? Left hand downwind runway 11. Okay, I'm going to show you that on the map in just a sec. So we don't need to climb here. We're at 2,500 now. And we'll just get rid of that window there so I can see a bit more of what I'm doing. So, status, 2,400. Stick to the side of the valley in case of an edge of failure. Landing light goes off. ,000 feet. Okay, so we're going to put in a little bit of nose down trim. Now, I might see if there's any controllers on VATSIM today in the South Island of New Zealand, and we might see if we can do a controlled approach into Queenstown. That is controlled airspace. That could be a bit of extra fun. More nose down trim. So this is the Arthur River. We're following the Arthur Valley, and we'll be at Lake Ada once we turn around here. More nose down trim. We should be getting a bit of speed on now as we head around here. So we'll overfly Milford Sound Aerodrome 1,500 feet, and it'll be a crosswind leg, and it'll be left onto downwind, left onto base, left onto final. So all reasonably easy. So we're at 1,400 feet now, that's good. And is that Lake Ada up ahead now? Oh, that might be the upper reaches, so we still need to sort of go around the corner. Look at these mountains. Look at these mountains. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is just gorgeous. Yeah, and I think the NZA people, the people who did the Milford Sound scenery, they might have done a little bit of modelling here on the river. And the evidence for that might be if I go into the map here. Yes, you can see if I look in there, you can see little patches that they've put in there. Those sandbanks on the river adds a little bit extra. Something a little bit of hangs in the graphics. So what I might do is at Milford, I will actually restart the flight, and then we'll get on our way to Queenstown. I'll restart the flight with us started up, so we won't lose too much time, but it'll just stop these. I think it'll stop these hangs. 1,500 feet, yeah, there's another one. We'll stop these hangs, I think. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting watching people there talking about X-Plane. I'm very, very out of date with X-Plane. I haven't touched it for many years. I had a go at it. I had a long break from flight simulation of probably 10 years, where I just didn't touch it at all. Not really deliberate, just didn't really have time, or just wasn't on my mind. And I tried to have a look at X-Plane, and there was just something about it that just didn't grab me, and it might actually have been the graphics even at that time. And I'm still going back here 10, 12, 14 years or something. And you know, I don't mean to disrespect that product, because I know that it does a lot, and it was just a pity that it, on that surface level, it turned me off. And all right, that's good. So we're looking in good shape here. So we can see the township of Milford at 12 o'clock, and I don't want to lose too much more height here. Start to come a little bit back on the cyclic trim now and increase the collective. And so I was in a little bit of limbo, and it was actually MSFS 2020 and the release, and you could just see what a revolution that was in the graphics. That helped me get back into flight simulation, that tempted me back in. And just having the photogrammetry buildings, even though, you know, I know it's hit and miss, and there's a handcrafted waterfall over there. Just get the head tracking back on. Oh, beautiful work. Beautiful work. You know, and for me, looking out the window and going, wow, isn't that beautiful? I mean, it makes a difference. I want to look out the window and go, wow. It's part of what I want in my flight simulation experience. That's what flying is like for me. I mean, I don't do a lot of flying, but I mean, it's like, it's magical, that moment of like leaving the ground and like looking down and seeing things all small. You know, it's like, there has to be a certain magic about it for me. And the MSFS I don't know, there's lots of stuff that people, you know, gripe about, but that's the magic. That's the magic for me. Let's get this landing light on. I suppose I'll do it when I join overhead. So what you'd be doing here in real life is you'd be paying very close attention to traffic coming into the pattern from down the Milford Sound here, and from the two valleys here to the right, and that narrow channel there. So traffic's turned off, so we're all fine. But this very high risk area. There's the aerodrome right there in front. We're going to overfly at 1,500 feet. I'm losing a bit of height there, so better be careful. More hand-coded airports. It's getting quite hangy, isn't it? But we'll be restarting this flight and we'll be good. We will be good. And then we'll do that quick zip back to Queenstown, which will be fun. And then we can show Kaiser Sausage what it's like in Queenstown in 2024. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is custom scenery, the NZA Milford Scenery and Surrounds, or Milford Scenery Region pack. Well worth it. Okay, the landing light goes on. It is on. And now we proceed down the Sound. Tasman Sea is up ahead, and Australia is that way, but a long way. So we're now downwind, lowering the collective. Well, it's going to be hard to land with these hangs. I think we can do a turn to base now at 1,000 feet. Not a coordinated turn. There we go. A bit of right pedal needed for that to keep it coordinated. Bit more right pedal. Yeah, there we go. That's better. There's the field. Right, Matthew, don't lose all your speed. There's the field. I mean, in fairness, it might be zoom level that's helping me just get a bit confused with the speed in here sometimes. Sometimes, I don't know, just looking for things to blame. Maybe that's just need to take responsibility. Let's reset that cyclic trim. Final approach, runway 11. And the the helicopter landing pads are just before that main taxiway off to the left there. Right, I can see the speed dropping precipitously, so I will cyclic forward. Love this vegetation. Now I will cyclic aft, raise collective, get ready on the pedals. So what one notices about the, and I just arrested all of that speed all on one go, not really what I intended. What one notices about the 500C is that there's a lot of height difference between the rotor and the bottom of the skids. And so the pendulum effect, hanging off the pendulum, is quite a noticeable effect. More experienced pilots than I will be able to account for that. Yeah, just threw it to the ground there a bit at the end. Alright, reset the camera. Oh, what happens? The helicopter's got thrown around a bit. Let's have a look at that replay. So we lock it there. What am I doing? Flight control replay. Look at the last little bit. Almost got the ground there, didn't I? Whoops. Oh dear. Just threw it at the ground there a bit at the end, but anyway, we're on the ground. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to quickly end this flight. This will only take a minute, and then we will just get right back in the same spot there to restart. Set as departure. Start flight. Does it remember all my settings? All my weather? I could actually update the weather, might be wise. Alright. Now, what position do you call this? Where's the camera looking now? That's a bit odd. What was that? Okay. Wasn't the rotor brake, was it? No? Good. Okay. That'll be worrying. Alright, so let's get our Navigraph back in position. Let's get our input viewer back in position. Navigraph, please. So, I'll give you a quick briefing here. We're going to use runway 11 again. Well, I haven't looked at the weather yet, but I'm going to assume it's still the same. Almost the same. Same enough. So, the normal route leaving Milford Sound for Queenstown is here, via this point here, Adelaide. Adelaide, that's Lake Adelaide right there. So we will go Adelaide. And this is the Hollyford. Is that, what's the river called? Is that actually the Hollyford River? Yes. So, the Hollyford. Then we could proceed over Lake Wakatipu here. Normally, people will go Lake Luna. Aha, here it is. Lake Luna. And then come in, go away. Then come in at Moonlight. So I might just put in a little, why don't I just do a little plan here? And also, I'm just on another screen, I'm just going to see if anyone is online on VATSIM, and we might be able to get a controlled approach into Queenstown, which will be fun. Just add a little bit more to it, but it will take just a minute or two to set up. So, and of course, got to download an update as well, because I'm not ready for this. So, anyway, we'll get a flight plan into here as well. Flight, new flight. New flight, please. That was a bird. I thought it was a plane. NZMF. Add to route. NZQN. Yep. Okay. And we want to add. Adelaide. Oh God, it's been so long since I've done this. Adelaide. How do I add Adelaide there now? So, Adelaide. Create. Hello? This will discard the route you currently have, and no, I just want to add Adelaide, and I've completely forgotten how to do it. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on, what's the point called? Go away. Cancel. Cancel. So it's called ADLDE. ADLDE. Do I have to type? Oh dear. ADLDE. And then what was that, Luna? Oh, I can't remember. NZQN. Done. Really? Oh, do I have to put direct? Okay, sure. Am I doing this right? I have not done a route in Navigraph for so long. Why does it look like that? "41 miles. Well, no, where's my... Isn't my route supposed to be down here? NZQN. No. Yes, that's correct. To Adelaide. Oh, it has done it? Okay. Oof. Alright, so Adelaide... And then, well, I do want to add Lake Luna. Oh, it's kind of close enough anyway. And how do we go with Volanta? Did we find anyone in the South Island of New Zealand? Oh, and it's not even logged in. This is hopefully not on your screen. Now, what is my login for this? Not that. How long has it been since I've done this? Oh dear, this is not good. Is anyone able to tell me if anyone is online in the South Island of New Zealand on VATSIM, please? VATSIM, who's online? VATSIM, who's online? Simaware, is that what I want? VATSIM radar. Oh, Simaware's just... Dear oh me. Does not look like it. "10:30 in the morning." Well, can you imagine what it's like in Australia where I am? Okay. All All right, fine. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Guesswork. So let's just get that a bit more over there. All right, fine. So I'm just slightly distressed that I can't... Why can't I... oh, Lake Luna, add to route. Why does that work now? Lake Luna? Is this just getting a bit weird? Add to route after Adelaide. Now it's working. And then Moonlight. Add to route after Lake Luna. And then we come in over this lake, 3,000 feet, I think it is, and then we do a real steep approach into Queenstown here. It's fun. It's a great approach. Queenstown is fun. All right, so let's go. It's a bit of a long flight, so I'll do the rest on the way and try and hold the stick at the same time. Good times. All right, so I'll just get myself ready here as well. That's not going to help, so try and get myself ready to get this Hughes 500C from Milford to Queenstown, New Zealand. Fantastic. All right, let's do it, people. So it's going to be a very simple departure. Get ourselves onto runway 11 and go that way where I'm looking. So we'll try and do a pedal turn, get out there through that pass, and get ourselves down to Adelaide down there. Fine, and I think we should all be good down there. So all good. By the way, can I get this Navigraph route into here? I've forgotten how to do that. It's been so long. Can I import this from? It doesn't matter. Oh, that's right. No, you can save it in Navigraph and then import it into... No, I can't be bothered. All right, let's just go. Otherwise, I'll never get going. Right, now, this position, I feel, is not right. Not right. What's gone wrong here? This is... I feel like I need to be over this way a bit. Okay, so, lift... And we'll try a right-hand pedal turn. Let's get the flight recorder going. Record. Record. Okay. How much of a mess of this can I make? Landing light goes on. How are the lights? Position lights can come on. And I think we'll better take that pedo lights. Heat, sorry. So, left cyclic, aft cyclic. This position, that's better. Okay. Pulling the collective now. We are going to get up on one skid. We're going to pull... Whoa, not that much though, Matthew. Not another weird pickup. We're on a light helicopter now. It's challenging. So we're going to do a pedal turn that way, whilst not gaining a whole bunch of height. Well, it's challenging at hover and low speeds. Is the 500C? There is no doubt about that. I have not mastered it. Just have not, as is readily apparent. Okay, so we've got no traffic coming in on 11, so we can get going. Let's do it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ease off on the pedal, please. Oh dear. Green, green, green. Up we go. Oh yeah. Pull to the top of the green band. Climb out at 60 knots. And enjoy the spectacular Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 scenery. Oh yeah. So we need to take the rightmost of those two valleys. 60 knot is our best climb speed in the Hughes 500C. Keep it under control, mate. I know. It's just a challenge at low speed. Yeah. Out of effective translation or lift. Why is my view just not doing what I want here? Now I'm too low. Okay. Oh, yes. I've just forgotten the names of these two rivers, but I'm just going left and using the Navigraph charts just to help me with the left and right as we go up the two valleys. And to get to the Adelaide reporting point. As usual, trying to do too much with one brain and one set of hands. Whilst also trying to chat with people and keep an eye on what's going on over there. There is something strange happening with my view here. This is not correct. Maybe that's okay. Well, I got rid of those hangs at least by restarting the flight. That was getting a bit annoying. So that has happened. Is that the VRAM thing that people talk about? So we want to head up this valley here, and Lake Adelaide is at the top of it. There's a glacier up here, something that's nice to look at. It's quite a busy highway of traffic with lighter aircraft travelling between Queenstown and Milford. I think things like Cessna caravans, that sort of traffic's I think reasonably commonly seen in this part of the world. Let's make sure I'm on the right track here. No, I'm not. So let's not do that. Let's go down that one instead. Oh, please. I mean, how beautiful. 3,000 feet. I mean, I have been moving forwards faster than my best climb speed, so we've been had to focus on speed rather than climb performance. That's better. There's the pass that we need to get over, and then we'll find Lake Adelaide on our left as we get over that. Cloud not an issue yet. So aft on the cyclic to trade a bit of our forward progress for climb performance and a bit further aft on, sorry, a bit further up on the collective as well. So maybe I should have been concentrating a bit more on the climb performance, but we're okay now. See us getting over the saddle there now. That's good. I've got pedal in there, which I didn't need to have. Bad habit. Leaning on the pedals. And if you just joined the stream, tell me what you're doing with the 500C or the OH6A. How are you going with it? How are you finding it? Where have you taken it? What sort of flying are you doing? What sort of flying do you want to do with the 500C or the OH6A? I'm having a blast, of course. We had Taog himself in the chat earlier on. That was fun. So here's Lake Adelaide, and we continue forwards over this next saddle over here. Look at that. Yes. Oh, it feels frosty, doesn't it? That feels frosty. Oh, that's beautiful. It really is. That is beautiful. Playing a little bit more collective here. Nudging forward on the cyclic trim. Making sure we've got just enough in the tank there to get over that next saddle, and we're just above 0 degrees on the outside air temperature. Cutting it a little bit fine there, so aft cyclic please. Haven't noticed any downdrafts. If there were, we're heading east now, so might be a bit of a downdraft coming off to our right there. And in fact, yes, look at the climb just coming there. We might have just been in a bit of a downdraft there, actually. Spectacular, spectacular. So we'll just keep this ridge to our right, and then we'll just do a bit more of a right turn when we get around. What are some of these landmarks? Sabre Peak, that's a good name. Mount Gun. Mount Gifford. So that's Sabre Peak over there, is it? Yeah, I think so. I can't quite see it through the helicopter there. Oh, look at this flying. Now that's the Hollyford River, way down there in the valley. The Hollyford Valley. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. That river's already carved out that valley, hasn't it? Look at it. Massive. Massive, massive stuff. Oh, and a cute lake. What's this one called? Not named in Navigraph. I had to look at OpenStreetMaps for that one. Oh, we're about a quarter of the way along on our trip to Queenstown. I'll see if I can pick up the pace a bit. Nose down. Cyclic trim forwards. Cruising it, getting up to 120 knots now, so we're doing just fine. Already moving now. Well, let's try not to move. I'm not quite trimmed just right at the moment. Up to 7,000 feet almost. Might be getting a bit lightheaded. Once we get over these next ridges, we can start descending. Well, maybe not. Don't need to descend too much. I'll just get that approach briefing ready for Queenstown as well. Oh, look at our speed now. We are moving along. 125. Not doing a great job of neutralizing our vertical speed. Oh, the scenery is spectacular. I mean, you'd feel a bit safer just moving along the valleys, but you don't always have a choice. You've got to cross ridges here on this route. And that's Lake Wakatipu there. That's the lake on which we find Queenstown at the other end. K Creek. So is that the K Valley? Yes. And that's it then gets us onto Lake Wakatipu. And Glenorchy over there on our left. Very cute, quaint town that people like to visit. And a place that I actually have been, as opposed to Milford, much to my shame. Alright, so I'll just, on another screen, start to get my briefing ready for Queenstown, the Queenstown arrival. I might need to get this weather in as well. Why don't I get the Queenstown weather in now, just while the workload isn't too bad. So the weather is as follows. 020 at 10 knots is the wind. 020 at 10. Whoa. At 020 at 10. No? Yep. Let's put a little bit of gust on there. So it's got more than nothing anyway, so that's what we're expecting from the wind. And 46 kilometre visibility scattered at 5,000, so we'll just move this up to 5,000. So it's a bit nicer in Queenstown, if anything. Broken at 7,000 and broken at 8. Whoa, what the hell is that? Okay, well, we just did a barrel roll. Does anyone want to identify what just happened? Did I just get into a retreating blade stall? Did I just overspeed it? Amazing. Wow. I was lucky not to have that worse. Incredible. Oof, that was that was something. Right, back to the weather. 8 degrees of temperature, and which is what we've already got. Put it on 9, whatever. And a tiny bit more temperature, so we'll just adjust that there. Pressure. Alright, so we're all fine. So that's a bit more close to what we got in Queenstown. Wow, what happened to the helicopter just then? What was that barrel roll all about? I think I wasn't monitoring everything as closely as what I ought to have, obviously. Very odd. Right, so Lake Luna next, and then we can actually do this approach briefing. Generally not advised to be alt-tabbing screens and like trying to fly a manual helicopter all at the same time, but oh, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. VFR helicopter arrival and departure procedures for Queenstown, please. Got to just get the right arrival, correct arrival here. Queenstown Hill is what we want. Moonlight, track via Arthur's Point to the northern end of Lake Johnson. Simon, welcome to unpredictable mountain flying in New Zealand. What the hell happened there? I was changing the weather, so that can have some weird effects, but it shouldn't have. Well, obviously it shouldn't have done that, but yeah, anyway. Boy, oh boy. Right, so we need to get back onto Lake Luna over here. Here is Lake Wakatipu, and there, let's see if we can see Mount Alfred at the head of Lake Wakatipu by coming around here. There you go, there's Lake Alfred sitting with all the braided river that's carved out the valley around it. So it sort of sits like an island there. Beautiful. And the town of Glenorchy is just at the sort of the mouth of the river there to the right. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, Lake Luna, are we tracking now correctly? Yep. Lake Luna. Okay, so, back on to this briefing. Whew, that was bracing stuff. As a lot of it is, helicopter flying always is in the simulator, and it certainly is when there's people watching. Wow. Oh, what's that? What is that? Okay, I was not watching the speed then. Was I going too fast? What was that? I was not watching the speed because I was too busy with my approach briefing. So, and now my chat screen's gone. Come on, chat screen, come back. There you go. Okay, that's one thing sorted out. So what just happened? And where's Lake Luna? Oh boy, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Do you reckon I'm going to be able to put this thing back on the ground? God. RTB. Right, well there's Lake Luna at last. I've achieved one thing. God, help me. Put on quite a bit of height. I still have not briefed the arrival. The arrival. Oh my god. Never a dull moment. Lake Johnson. Okay, Johnson arrival. So, what we will be doing is entering the Queenstown control area at moonlight, yes, and tracking via Arthur's Point to the northern end of Lake Johnson, 5,000 feet or below. Cross Arthur's Point, which is what? That's on Arthur's Point. Why is that not on that map? So there's... Queenstown Hill. Retreating blade stall, yeah. So was I... Oh, there we are. See, there we are. My speed's just... Okay, I'm lowering the collective. I was just getting too fast, right? And so I was getting a retreating blade stall. That's fine. I just wanted to know what it was. Because I'm just trying to... I'm just trying to do too much all at once. Now, speaking of, I need to be at 5,000 feet or below for... Lake Johnson. And that is getting remarkably close. So there is Lake Johnson, here is Moonlight. I need to be 5,000 feet or below for that. And then we'll be in Queenstown. So let me not get into another retreating blade stall by overspeeding the machine and looking at other screens. Trying to do too much at once. So Moonlight's just behind this next mountain on our right. And the approach into Queenstown's quite dramatic. I have done this in a helicopter. So, yeah, I did an amazing scenic flight with an operator out of Queenstown. And the descent into Queenstown is just so dramatic and exciting. Well, it said 5,000 feet or below. I'm already at 4,000. I don't think I need to be going lower than that right now. Oh, Arthur's Point's actually before Queenstown Hill. Okay, right. That's confusing. 3,500 feet below. The northern end of... Hang on, that's so confusing. The northern end of Lake Johnson is after Arthur's Point. Oh, I see, because that's if you're coming from the south. Oh, God. All right. Arthur's Point, 3,500 or below. All right, so here's Moonlight. Oh, dear. Head tracking back on. And there's the other end of Lake Wakatipu. Here's signs of civilization. So 3,500, just zero that barometer again. And the landing light's been on the whole time. Typical Matthew Crawford. Oh, look at the snow. Look at those slopes. What sort of deer and elk and stuff do you get on those, Simon? To be going down that one. That's Queenstown Hill there. So Queenstown is just behind this hill, and I've just sort of taken a slightly wrong turn here. Lake Johnson is around this way. There are the Remarkables, looking remarkable. Should have just followed the river in, that would have been a bit smarter. So there's our 3,500, which is where I needed to be for Lake Johnson. Which will be coming into view behind this hill soon. And I can see the airport. There is Queenstown Airport. And this is, we are doing the published helicopter arrival, so even though I just took a bit of a wrong turn there, I suppose I could have recovered it this by coming in through there, we are doing this correctly, sort of. As correctly as I'm likely to do it in a live stream, at least anyway. So, when I'm making it up as I go along. So there is Lake Johnson, northern end of Lake Johnson, 3,500. Well, I'm at 3,000. I want to see what you said about the red deer around this area. Yeah, well, I hope that's good hunting for people who are into that. I heard of someone who was enjoying a bit of that kind of stuff on Mount Alfred. All right, and here we are. There's the town of Queenstown over there on the right, and the airport there directly ahead. And so what I do to get onto the helipad is I raise the cyclic, I lower the collective, and this all gets very exciting. So you would be doing a clearance from tower for this, obviously, to cross the runway. You hear the rotor spinning up there a bit, so I'll just try and counteract that by raising the cyclic. Sorry, going aft on the cyclic and raising the collective. So the helipad I want is over there. Oh, I lost all my speed. Okay, that was bad planning. So I've not been good at judging my descent or approach planning in the 500C. Just two areas I need to improve. Obviously, the hover performance I need to improve a lot, and the descent planning I need to get a bit better at as well. Okay, and the reason I didn't make it as much of a mess of that one as all the other ones is that I just didn't play with the collective the whole time. Just left the collective in the place. I know I'm not straight, but, you know, that was not the worst landing because I didn't play with the collective the whole time. Whew. So what did that look like? Let's get out here. Let's lock it. Let's replay it. Kaiser, if you're still in there, I'll show you it. Why hasn't that worked? Yes. I'll show you that approach. I'll give you another view of that approach into Queenstown in a sec. A little bit dramatic. Yeah, there you go. Don't play with the collective the whole time. Ugh. That's the answer. Very bad habit that I've got with the Hughes there, playing with the collective the whole time on the descent. That's how I got myself into a mess with that Mintaro hut pad as well. So we're going to follow the helicopter and we're going to go back. This is, I hope Kaiser will enjoy this. This is the view that I got when I flew in with my tour that I did. I'll just turn that down a bit, so hopefully that's a little bit more comfortable. Can someone tell me what the balance is like between the helicopter and my voice right now? Is it about right? Is it okay? So there's me talking, and hopefully that's about right now. I just turned the exterior helicopter noise down so we could enjoy the scenery a bit better. So there's Lake Wakatipu, Kaiser, and that's the. I remember sitting on that side of the helicopter, looking out there and thinking, "Oh God, this is a steep approach." It is a steep approach. That's why. Oh, there's a ship down there. Yep. And that's the town of Queenstown over there on the right. Oh, what's happened to the what's happened to the rotor on the replay? Oh, how good is that? How good is that? I'll just hit pause on the replay there for a sec, because yeah, that's the path that the obviously the jet airliners come in and out of through there. They wind their RNP approach coming in and out of there, and the other one would be they take off through there. They do a circle, then head out that way. So it's pretty spectacular stuff. Yeah, and the aircraft winked out of existence. The terminal's done quite nicely here in MSFS 2024. A terrible part of the approach there by me. Oh dear, don't look at that. That crane's been in the same place for some time. The Remarkables, beautiful. Well, people, 20 people in the chat. Hope you have got something from this and my muddling around with this 500C, and a bit of a demonstration of why I need to practice the hover and the... Although, I mean, this was not my worst landing. In fact, it was my best landing because I didn't play with the collective. Choose your collective setting and just let it go down. Let's watch the landing. Yep. Yep. The landing gear spread out there. Good modelling, Taog's Hangar people. I'll show you that one more time in case you didn't see it. Good modelling. Good animations. Show you that one more time. Watch the skids. Spread, spread, and spread. Yep, nice. So there's a bit of suspension in there, and I think there's some gas struts, I think, inside. So it helps to smooth out a bit of dramatic flying, which is pretty good when you got someone like me at the controls. Yeah, so look, I hope you got something out of the stream. I hope that this Taog's 500C is... if you're a helicopter simmer, it might be enough to help tempt you get into MSFS 2024 if you haven't already. I mean, you're going to have to make the changeover sometime, I suppose. Well, I mean, maybe not. I mean, some people still... I mean, people are still... Oh, hello. Where's that gone? People are still making add-ons for... FS... FS, what's it called? 2004 or something. What was that one called? I'm amazed there are still like groups online. People are still sharing new sceneries they're making for those old simulators. Incredible. So, I mean, you know, you upgrade when it's time for you to upgrade, I suppose. Obviously, I think the 500C is fantastic for this kind of work. Might need to have a bit of a revisit on my controls. I'm still using very old controls. My Microsoft Sidewinder Force Feedback Pro has given something like 25 years of faithful service, but it's pretty low res by today's standards. My throttle is very out of date. It has a very short throw. I want to upgrade to a collective. I want to get much finer. I think the collective is probably the priority, to be honest. Although they both are. I need to get a new chair so I can mount the collective to the chair. So quite a bit of... It's going to be an expensive year to get all that done. And guess what? I got some expensive news from the dentist in the last week. So all of that's been delayed somewhat. Again. But in the meantime, look, there's all of the stuff to enjoy in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and others. I mean, the 500C is exclusive to 2024, so if you want to fly this, you're going to have to get into that sim. But look, it's over to you. The choice is yours. It's here when you want it, and it's not going anywhere, and it'll be available to you when you are ready to upgrade. And if you're ready to step into this kind of flying, it's here for you right now. And you are in the simulator, it's here for you right now. I'm still thinking of doing my slightly cheeky video, bit of a love letter to MSFS 2020 to say goodbye. I think this might be the week that I uninstall it, given that I have not touched it for 7 months. Kaiser, lose the teeth and get the collective. I'd like to have both, if possible. If it means waiting a little bit longer for the collective, I think I'd rather have both. Thanks for the thought. So look, thanks people for joining me on the stream. It's been a lot of fun. It's always fun talking to people on the stream. Taog himself dropped in. That was always fun. Great to have Simon join in the stream here as well. The artist for our livery here today. I think some of my flying didn't quite do it justice. Bit of work for me to do. But look, that's the challenge of helicopter flying in the simulator. It's not easy. That's why it's fun. So look, people, it's been a real pleasure, as it always is. So thanks for joining me, and I'll have to catch you another time. Always sad to say goodbye at a time like this. I turn off the stream and I think, oh, now, who am I going to talk to now? So I'll have to say goodbye though. So I'll answer your comments in the chat if you want to keep on going. But for the time being, time to say goodbye. Catch you next time. See you.